Hello everyone, welcome to Top Advice. Today we will learn about how to increase your productivity. Are you becoming grueling because you cannot be productive enough? Are you having thousands of pending tasks and yet you are not motivated enough to complete them? Well, you don't need to worry about that. Almost every third person is facing this issue worldwide, and we are here to help you with this. All you need to do is follow some of the steps mentioned below and you are good to go. Productivity is a correlation between the number of efforts you put in and the output you get from it. Therefore, if you tend to be more productive, you will generate a good value of the production by applying minimal efforts. However, before reading another article or searching for uncountable tips on becoming more productive, you should first learn to be kind to yourself. Remember, you cannot complete all of your tasks or assignments within one day. Smaller steps towards putting in effort will undoubtedly result in valuable outputs. These small steps will need your time and discipline, which you should follow continuously. Here are some of the tips and tricks you should know if you want to become productive. Make a rational to-do list. Take a pen and paper and start writing the pending tasks of the day. You might have small jobs which will take you little or no time, or you may have assignments that will take up your entire day. When you prepare yourself a to-do list, you often do the smaller tasks you have mentioned and leave the complex work later on. This habit will lead you to procrastinate, and you will fail to be productive once again. Therefore, you should always create a balanced to-do list. List down the workload and distribute your time efficiently among each of the assignments. Always try to take out minimal time for smaller projects and leave a more significant period for the compound missions. This way, you can turn out to be more productive and complete most of the leftover work. Break your complex tasks into more minor problems. Some of your tasks may seem difficult to you, and taking an incentive to complete them becomes difficult. You look at that pending work and cannot motivate yourself enough to get it done. One of the best ways to solve this problem is to break them into smaller tasks. List down the main things you need to complete step by step. Start achieving the more minor tasks out of one of the complex tasks. Once you complete the little job, you will get to know how each step leads you towards achieving the entire mission, and the slight sense of accomplishment will motivate you to do more. Most of the time, projects that seem to be significant and more time-consuming are much easier and quicker to do. Focus on more important tasks first. Your to-do list will contain several essential and less important tasks which need to be completed. After you are done making a list, separate the most critical studies that you should complete anytime sooner. If you do your easier and smaller tasks first, it will probably lead you to procrastinate for hours, leaving you lengthy and vital work. So it would be best if you always focus on your essential task first. Once your essential tasks are done, you will be left with less complex and smaller studies to prevent the buckling of complex projects in a day. As Brian Tracy quotes, "If you have to eat two frogs, eat the ugliest one first." This is another way of saying that if you have two essential tasks in the morning, start with the biggest, hardest, and the most important at first. Focus on one achievement at a time. If you are in an urge to complete a task, you need to have your complete focus on it. Try your best to prevent thinking about other chores and somehow manage yourself with your work. If you are working with a team, always indulge in working on a specific task at once. Do not distribute several different functions to each of them. This will lead to the incompletion of every assignment. By working on a particular task as a team, many goals can be achieved, and important lessons can be completed in a shorter period. Do not multitask. While talking about focusing on one task at a time, I am shedding a little light on why one should prevent doing more than one task at a time. For example, when you have a piled up to-do list, you might get distracted several times. This list may look like you can end up doing more than one task at a time, but in the long run, it will lead you to become less productive, and you end up completing half of your work. However, if you focus on one of your goals and avoid any multitasking, be it listening to songs or doing anything for fun, you will waste your time and be less productive than before. Pin down your routine. List down the work that you have to do. Look at your routine and figure out where you're spending most of your time. Pen down your daily routine and work out the time that you are primarily fresh and free. Then, choose those specific hours to complete your tasks and projects. This will help you to procrastinate less and take out more time for your work. If you are taking little gaps after small jobs, try to assemble those tasks and complete them in one go and take a more extended, healthier break. This will help your body retain energy, and you can manage to do your essential tasks proficiently. Take breaks. Being productive does not mean that you need to work 24/7. To be more effective, you will need to look after your health first. Taking breaks on social media can become exhausting and does not wither away your tiredness at all. Therefore, try to take out time to walk or exercise. Pin out at least 1 or 2 hours of your day and go down the street, in the nearby park, or even in the parking lot to have a refreshing walk. If you are bound to go outside, try working on your balcony or rooftop in the open air. This will help you feel revived, and you can go back and work at a good pace once again. In return, you will become more productive and will have the ability to complete a more significant number of tasks in a day. Learn from your past mistakes. One of the mistakes that higher productive people face is that they often lead to mistakes while working speedily on a task. To conclude their work as quickly as possible, they frequently make mistakes that they may not realize while doing the job. An individual should always learn from past successes and mistakes to follow them up in the future. Whenever you make a blunder, please write it down on a piece of paper so that whenever you are doing your next assignment, you keep that specific mistake in mind and prevent doing it. The last time when you finished doing a project and it became successful due to some reasons, do not forget to pin them down as well. Keep track of your mistakes and successes. Keeping track of your mistakes and successes will help you know of what leads you to make mistakes and how you may fix them, and what allows you to produce a well-planned task. By keeping these things in mind, whenever you sit to do your other tasks, you will be able to end your job more efficiently in a shorter period with less mistakes. Conclusion. If you are one of these less productive people, you often see the productive people as robots and magicians who can pull up their tasks on time. However, after following the above tips and taking the initiative to work more at a time, you will get to know that being productive is not that hard as it seems. When you catch up with the routine of being healthy and managing your work at a good pace and time, you are not less than any robot or magician yourself. I want to conclude with a quote from Paul L. Meyer: "Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of the commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused efforts." In conclusion, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you.